Moving on to another big story of the day, where it seems that uncontrolled urbanization has come to fore once again. And this is against the interest of the IT capital of the country, the city of Bengaluru. Just months after Bengaluru was flooded, locals and activists near the Hosakerehalli lake in South Bengaluru have claimed that BBMP, the municipal authority, is constructing a 25-foot wide road through the middle of the lake, and this is to allegedly benefit a luxury real estate project. Now, they claim that the road is being built to give a suitable access to the real estate project. After the visuals to the road, the construction allegedly which is happening, it went viral on social media. The BBMP claims that it is being made for the movement of machinery to desilt the lake. They say there is no construction of that nature which is happening. But there are activists that point out that hydraulic rollers are being used to compact the road, which is not done for a temporary structure, adding that the lake was desilted in 2017 and without any temporary road. Moreover, reports suggest that Karnataka Tank Conservation Development Authority, which oversees such lakes, has not granted any such clearance to carry out the restoration work. The Congress, as expected, has hit out at the BJP government, accusing it of corruption and promoting the builder mafia. This is a nexus that we have heard earlier as well. So what is the truth behind the split of this lake? Is this for Vikas development or yet another sign of rules being flouted for urban project? And the entire nexus of the municipal authority and the real estate developers that we've seen in the city of Bengaluru happen earlier as well. Our focus.
It is very disappointing that lake is being destroyed in the name of development and rejuvenation. Part of the lake is being destroyed.
This development, which is totally unnecessary. I think we are not only hampering the lake's ecology, but destroying the biodiversity.
Well, is this development or another sheer violation happening at the cost of very sensitive ecology in the city of Bengaluru? Cutting across to my colleague Harish, who will get us more details on the story. Harish, there are arguments on both the sides, but what are your ground reports telling you? Is it a case where proper permissions have been taken? Is it actually a case where it's just desilting work and a temporary construction which is happening? What is it that the activists are claiming from the ground, and of course the politics around it?
Well, there are two aspects why it makes it very difficult to believe what the government is saying. One, what's happening on the ground. You're looking at a 25 feet wide road being built. We have seen hundreds of lakes in Bangalore. Remember, there are more than 180 lakes in the city, many of them that have been desilted over the last decade or so. But in none of those cases, we've seen a road being built just for desilting purpose. One. Second, you look at how this road is being built. They're using hydraulic compressors to build this road, which is used only in a permanent structure. The government claims this is a temporary structure or a temporary road. And that's why many are asking, then why are you putting in so much money and effort for a temporary structure? We've never seen a road being built for desilting purpose. Third, even if you're taking up desilting and you want to build a bund, you're supposed to take approval from the Tank Conservation Authority. That hasn't happened at all. The Tank Conservation Authority is clearly saying that this goes against the rules. We haven't been told at all.
Okay.
And the other aspect, the kind of image that we see of the man who's now being held responsible for this, Mr. Muniratna, the local MLA and BJP minister, he has a dubious past of approving works or rather taking up works that do not have even DPR or government approval or even environment approval. So that's the reason why you have local residents saying that this could be a road that's being built for a luxury project that's right next to the lake that doesn't have a very clear access road right now. And perhaps these builders are being helped
before I let you go, very briefly from you, I wonder aloud with you that when there is any kind of construction that is happening, temporary or a permanent road which is being constructed, if I understand government procedure, there has to be a proper proposal in place why a road is being constructed, proper permissions need to be taken, proper funds need to be allocated. It can't be up in the air that nobody knows why a road is being constructed. So when the activists are claiming that this is to give access to the real estate project, do they have any evidence to back these claims?
Well, there are two aspects to it. They are saying if the government says they want to desilt this lake and build a walkway or walk path, it's usually around the lake. Nowhere do we see this cutting across the lake, right through the middle of the lake, the heart of the lake, splitting it to two. And where it ends, perhaps, is very close to where this project site is. And that's the reason why these residents are saying, well, the only beneficiary or the only reason we see such a project being undertaken is to help these luxury real estate project guys. And we do not see any sort of a work that's happening here, one. Second, this lake was desilted in 2017. You do not need to desilt a lake every 5 years or 7 years. It's done only in a couple of decades, depending on how much of silt has accumulated in the lake. They're saying when it's done in 2017 without building any lake through the without building any road through the lake, why is it that now you're taking up within 5 years a similar project? Second, why are you building this road in such a way that to a 25 feet road? So these are questions that really makes one wonder whether there's something more to it than what the BBMP is saying.
Absolutely.
Also remember, the BBMP commissioner still hasn't commented.
The BBMP commissioner still hasn't commented. Thank you, Harish, for joining us on the broadcast and putting down the facts as they are. Taking these questions to Mr. B.S. Arun, who's a senior journalist joining us on the broadcast. We also have Mr. Nagaraju Yadav, who's the Karnataka Congress spokesperson, joining us on the show. Mr. Arun, as my colleague pointed out, that the desilting of this lake was done back in 2017. You don't need to do that in every 5 years. It's done in a couple of decades. And even the last time when this work was carried out, there was no temporary road that was needed to be constructed in this manner. It doesn't add up when the BBMP says we are only doing it for desilting of the lake.
Yes, it's quite shocking to know. And it doesn't need rocket science to say that desilting doesn't require dumping of soil into the lake. It's very obvious. If it's counterproductive also. So on the face of it, it's very obvious. Second, I believe since you mentioned about the commissioner of BBMP, I spoke to my former colleague in Deccan Herald who broke the story first 2 days ago about the latest in the in this lake issue, and he says that he spoke to the BBMP commissioner and he's sending. Remember, yesterday he said that the commissioner said that he's not aware of this issue at all. And today, he has said that he will be sending a joint commissioner of BBMP to examine and report to him the issue. But point is, none of the departments, the 4 departments are involved, I believe, in this, dumping of soil, which include the lake development, the major roads, the stormwater drain department. All these 3 or 4 departments, they are pointing finger at each other and not taking any responsibility.
Once again, a classic recipe for disaster that we have seen with various projects and various eco-sensitive zones in the city of Bengaluru. Mr. Yadav, the municipal authorities argue that we're just doing development work and you're making a mountain out, a mountain out of a molehill. And this is clearly a political allegation, and there is no evidence to prove that this is some kind of a real estate project that we are backing. Does the opposition have an evidence when they claim that this is being done to promote the builder mafia in some way or to benefit a real estate project in some way?
No, very clearly it's understood. Now, just now the Harish and other senior journalists, what we spoke about, do you think they're all politicians?
Not at all. I don't think so.
Not a politician.
But it's my job to ask you that question, and hence I asked you, sir.
Not you. The senior journalist and Harish who reported on this issue, are they they're not politicians. Nobody is doing politics out of this. Actually, BJP government is completely hand in glove with the real estate people is one part. The second part, to desilt the entire lake, do you need to build a road in between the lake? It's not a rocket science at all. It's completely a project of the MLA and the local leaders there. They're trying to put up this to give an access to the luxurious apartments there and make money out of it. Nothing but a clear-cut case of corruption. When you want to desilt the lake, there is some formalities and there is some kind of work to be done where you take the permission from the Karnataka Tank Conservative and Development Authority. You are not taking the permission from them at all. And the BBMP commissioner says that he is not aware of the project. How did the project take place without the consent of the commissioner and the knowledge of the commissioner? What does it show? What we were claiming all these days was 40% commission. Day by day, the proofs are coming out saying that they are ready to do any kind of work in Bangalore. If 40% is paid, you don't need any permission to do any work in Bangalore. The residents and the people in and around are saying very clearly, road is not required because that is a lake to be preserved. Lake means it's water. Water means the clean water. There should be a lot of
these
guidelines
are
have been
the
framed.
lakes that
38 lakes are
prevent
recovered.
and protect a city like Bengaluru from flooding when there is rain or when there is any kind of
yes,
untoward situation.
Yes. Recently, when there was a rain, what happened?
No, we
What happened?
remember that,
All
and
the people,
I
all
said
the
that in the
IT
beginning of
company,
the
IT
show,
corridors.
that we call it the IT capital, and we remember that when this time there was some amount of excess rainfall, how the entire city of Bengaluru was adversely affected. Mr. Arun, I'm coming to you. This is the election year. Both the Congress and the BJP know that this is a very, very important election. It's a tough battle that both the parties need to fight. Why is BBMP brazening this out, keeping in mind that even earlier such allegations have been made? This entire nexus between the municipal authorities and the real estate mafia is much spoken of. This is actually the prime reason why Bengaluru continues to face so many difficult urban issues, civic issues like flooding. Then why haven't the authorities really woken up and perhaps the Chief Minister's office taken cognizance of this?
Possibly this must have been a project that was given permission quite some time back, and they have taken up the work now. What is surprising to me is that, the Chief Minister is the Minister for Bangalore Development also. So he ought to have come out and given a statement on this. The BBMP Commissioner must have said something on this. I will draw your attention to one statement. Since you mentioned about the politicians here, the Chief Minister, immediately after the Bangalore floods, we all know about how, what was the menace that Bangalore faced, especially the East Bangalore part, which is the IT corridor. I'll just read out two sentences from what the Chief Minister said when he was speaking in the legislature. And it's quite startling. He said, we have to remove encroachments, but influential people interfere and do politics. We will remove encroachment mercilessly, because if we don't take hard steps, there will be flooding in Bangalore again. He said many other things, but he has admitted that, there is politics here. And he also set up a committee, to ensure that there are no such encroachments here onwards. But then we are seeing right in front of our eyes what is happening to the Bangalore lakes. I'll just point out one more thing. While speaking to this correspondent who broke his story, he said today and yesterday, several RWAs, resident welfare associations, called him and told him that, there are lakes which come under their vicinity, which are being, encroached upon, and soil being dumped there also. So, if you take up a survey, I think we will very well find many lakes which are, there are a few other lakes, few lakes which are remaining are being filled up.
Mr. Nagaraju Yadav, last 30 seconds to you, sir. How is it that the city of Bengaluru can preserve its lake? Because if this lovely city has to survive, it has to protect the environment and eco-sensitive zones.
No, the people who are in power, they should be sensitive to the issues of the civic communities of Bangalore. They should concentrate, forget politics about it, with whichever party they belong to. But they should have some sense of common sense to restrain from such activities and be away from all this real estate mafias and protect the lakes and protect the interest of the people of Bangalore. For every opposition claim, they should not say it is politics. We are definitely sitting here on the channel speaking is not politics at all. We are 130 crore people living in Bangalore. We have few lakes left, around 200 lakes are there in Bangalore, which should be protected today. The lake means not just
I do agree with you. I do agree with you that this is a civic issue, and it requires the interests of all political parties and the citizenry as well. I'm sorry, sir.
25,000 crores. One second. 25,000 crores is spent on Bangalore roads. What is the condition of roads today? More than 7,000 crores is spent on potholes. How many deaths
and those potholes have claimed a lot of lives. You're right about that. A lot of civic issues that the city of Bengaluru needs to fix. It is the IT capital of the country. Thank you, Mr. B.S. Arun and Mr. Nagaraju Yadav, for joining us on the broadcast. And we hope that there's proper action that is taken on that so-called temporary structure which is being created across one of the eco-sensitive zone and the lakes. Slipping into a very short.